Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
High noon and welcome in. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz, he's here. And Mason, the kicker Crosby, living the dream, sipping the coffee, ready to get juiced.
Ready to roll, yeah. What are we bringing to these wonderful people today? We got a good lineup rolling.
Apples.
All right. Oh, you got apples. All right. Well, I already worked out.
Whoa.
Hit a few golf balls.
I was going to say that needs to be part of the workout because of what's going on next week.
Oh,
right?
it's always part of the workout. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I need that time.
Yeah. Nice. So you hit some golf balls. It's actually like bright and sunny here in Wisconsin. So hopefully everybody's outside and enjoying that. Formerly Trenni Kuznerek, now Trenni Casey with NBC Boston is going to join the show. If you are a Wisconsinite of a certain age, you remember Trenni, of course, worked for Fox Sports Wisconsin, covering the Brewers for years. I don't know if she worked for Fox 6 in Milwaukee or she worked for the MLB network.
Nice.
And so she's going to join us. She's big into the Olympics. We're going to talk Olympics. And then we'll also talk a little Caleb Durbin with her and about the new guys that the Brewers got as pitchers and catchers reported yesterday. And like, they're already in it. Like they're like, it's like they're already sick of life, I'm sure.
Yeah, we need to know what we're getting. And if y'all weren't watching, and I posted it out on my socials again today, Nick Baumgartner raced this morning.
I saw the second race. He won. You texted and was like, "Oh, he won the first one." Then I turned it on and he won his second one.
Yeah. He was so close to qualifying into the final there. And in that first one, though, he avoided a huge wipeout. Two guys kind of caught an edge and and he just slid right inside and found his way to get second place and get into that semifinal race. But I mean, these guys they said, I think the closest guy is like 12 years younger than him.
Crazy.
And so he's
44, right?
He's 44. The youngest other guy was 32. And then the Canadian who won their heat was, I think, 24. So,
okay. I
mean, he's competing against young guys and I just love his attitude, his grit, and his grind. I mean, that's if you didn't hear his interview, if this is the first time you're tuning in or you just missed it, go find the Nick Baumgartner interview on YouTube. It was amazing. The guy is just a living legend. He was so good.
Nice. Yeah, we had a blast with him, and we'll continue to. So is he done now, or is he?
Well, I know he did like
was there team stuff? Or?
They had like for fifth place, right? So he did have to race one more, and then I don't know if he's doing the team one this year. So we'll see if that happened, because I think in the last Olympics that kind of came out like he didn't do well in the individual, and then he ended up winning gold in the team event that he wasn't even scheduled to.
And that is Saturday and Sunday, I believe, right?
Yeah,
because on the original schedule it had him the 12th, the 14th, and the 15th. But I assume some of that was like if he qualifies for the next one, then he keeps going. And
I don't know. Maybe he's racing in other events. That I'll just have to dive a little bit deeper. But if he's racing, I'm watching.
All right, I just got into a little bit of a tiff with the folks on 9 to Noon with Kuhn, and I don't know how you feel about this. What is the difference between sport and competition? And what I ask you is like figure skating, like gymnastics, like things that don't have a scoreboard until a subjective judge rules on it is different to me than I'm watching Canada beat Czech Republic 5-0 in hockey just now.
Totally agree.
Like I know the scoreboard. I'm not saying that figure skating and gymnastics aren't sports, but they are a competition that's judged as opposed to, and then secondarily, they are sports. And absolutely 100% the people who do it are athletes, but it's different than I turn on a football game, a baseball game, a soccer game, a rugby match, and I know what the score is right now.
For sure. No, I totally agree with you. I think anything that is judged by another person,
Mhm.
and they are going to put criteria on certain tricks or certain moves, certain things. Honestly, even like the tricks in the Olympics are amazing.
Yeah.
But you're having somebody, it's a time plus somebody's judging how you do your trick, right?
Right.
I'll watch
exactly.
some of those things and I'm like, man, that looked amazing. And they'll get like they'll be in like 5th place. And you're like, well, they didn't fall, they didn't do it. They're like, well, the trick wasn't hard enough, these things. And I get that. So it's trained, it's learned, it's all that. But the second that somebody else is making a judgment, like you're trusting that they are fully locked in, they are the best of the best, all those, which they are. But it's you know how I am about oversight. I'm like, don't tell me what it is. I'd rather it be like I made or miss. Like these are the points, and let's go out there and compete head to head.
Yeah. Bill from Iron River in Wisconsin says, "Hey guys, what defines a sport? Isn't fishing and hunting considered outdoor sports? And like they are outdoor sporting activities for sure. And
but those are quantitative. You can catch fish, you shoot a deer,
and you weigh the fish, and whoever has the heaviest fish wins.
Yeah,
or whoever has the longest fish wins. Like
exactly.
like in alpine skiing, if it's a race, you know the times.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it is objective.
Feel good about that.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so I'm not. And when I say this, by no means am I taking anything away from gymnasts or figure skaters or whatever. They are world-class athletes. They are. They're not world-class competitors. They're world-class athletes involved in a sporting competition. But it is different when I just think it's different when it's subjective. Tommy.
Good to see you guys. Good to see your faces.
Oh, hey,
Tommy. Where's your hat, bro?
Yeah, I know. I just went no hat.
I'm gonna
today.
take a bite of the apple then.
Athlete is defined as a person who is proficient in sports. Just
but
so you're aware.
We didn't say they're not athletes.
Right, but you're saying they're not competing in sports,
no,
so
we're not.
you can't call them athletes.
No, we're not. If you listen to what I said, I didn't say they're not sports. I said they're competitions first.
Sure.
And also sports. But they're not a sport. They're not first a sporting competition where you have a clear winner or loser without a third party subjective voice.
So it's a sport.
It's a competition.
Okay, so then they're not athletes.
But they're also but it's a competitive sport.
So then what would we define that as?
You know who we can ask? Let's bring in now on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law One Call. That's all. Trenni Kaznarek. What am I like? I've known you as Trenni Kaznarek forever. I know you got married. Congratulations. I think I texted you. What do we call you now, Trenni?
Well, stage name is now, actually legal name is also Trenni Casey. I mean, you have to make a choice, Thunder. You have to make a choice when your first name is Trenni and your last name is Kaznarek.
It's true.
When you marry someone whose last name is Casey, and my husband, to his credit, was like, "You're not going to change your name, are you?" And I was like, if my first name was, I'm working at Lindsay Zarniak right now.
Okay.
And if my first name was Lindsay and I had a Polish last name like Lindsay does, I would have just kept my Polish last name. But you have to simplify one or the other. So I went with Casey. But now everyone thinks my first name's Casey. So I've screwed either way.
There you go.
Yep. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. I know we've crossed paths on numerous different venues throughout the radio and podcasting world, but really excited to have you. Part of now, is it NBC Boston? Is it NBC Sports Boston?
So my Monday through Friday normal job when I'm not working the Olympics for the mothership is NBC Sports Boston. I host a show called Arbella Early Edition with Trenni, which Arbella is just a sponsorship. So it's like, we chat and debate sports like you guys do on the radio. And then when I'm on the Olympics, I am host. So I am the host for CNBC's coverage of the Olympics. So Monday through Friday, most of what we show, not most, all of what we show is curling. It's the Curling Network, which obviously has been super fun because
the Corys,
the Corys, yes, they won silver, unbelievable run. Now we're into men's and women's team play. But on the weekends, we will also we have quarterfinal hockey, women's hockey on Saturday. So I will be on your television from Wisconsin time, 9:30 a.m. on Saturday is my first live hit until 10 p.m.
Let's
Wisconsin
go.
time.
Wow.
Let's go. Have a day, Trenni. Let's
Have
go.
a day. Now, little inside TV. That time from 7 to 10 p.m. We're going to tape some things.
Sure,
I'm just going to run in there so that they don't kill me. But yeah, I will be on your TV all day on Saturday.
You're kind of like Mike Tirico, Trenni.
Yeah.
100%. Yep. Same salary, same perks. They pull the jet out
That's
whenever I
right.
need to go somewhere. Totally. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to jump into the Olympics. I know Mason's, we watched all the curling, and now obviously we watched some of the snowboarding.
Cross.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we had Nick Baumgartner on last week, and we were just talking as they were prepping for this week's event, and just what an amazing story he is. And at 44, competing in the Olympics, had won a gold last Olympics at 40, and just his attitude and energy. Like whenever you run into Olympians and you get to interview and talk to them, do you just feel that collective, there's something different? There's this juice about them that is special. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think what makes Olympians different, a lot of Olympians different than, say, pro athletes, is that it's not their job, right? So, there was this great piece that ran on Jordan Stoltz, where they showed his gym in his house. Like he's jumping onto like a freezer box and like kind of a makeshift, pull-up bar and bench press. A lot of the curlers, this is what I know best because I was the curling reporter for a bunch of Olympics, and now I'm in studio talking about it. But like Corey Teesey and Corey Dropkin, who just won silver. Corey Teesey is a scientist. She's a researcher in her mom's mercury lab. And Corey Dropkin is a real estate agent. Rich Ruohonen, you just talked about Nick Baumgartner, 44 years old. Rich Ruohonen is a personal injury attorney in Minnesota. He's 54 years old. He's still curling. He's the alternate for the U.S. men's team for Team Casper. And today they were getting blown out by Switzerland. And so rather than concede, you can concede in curling if you have no chance of winning. Rather than concede, they got together as a team, and I don't know who subbed out for him. I can't remember right now, but someone subbed out for Rich, and Rich got to come in. So now he's officially an Olympian, because you're not counted as an Olympian unless you actually get into an event. So they made that Olympic dream come true for him. And I'm really hoping like that's karmic for them, and like good things happen to good people. And this kind of takes them on a little run.
Oh,
I love that. That is so awesome.
Mason, chills. I have chills.
I know.
Like that's awesome.
I know.
That
Every time I talk about the
that
Olympics,
gives me hope.
I
I just turned 50, so I have hope to be.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Well, we talked about this a little the other day too, and didn't dive real deep into it. But have you covered Summer Olympics as well?
I have. I was the tennis reporter in Rio and Tokyo. And then for Paris, I was a studio host again. So I was a studio host on CNBC and E. And for that, we had like a whole bunch of different sports. We had everything from women's rugby, equestrian, we had breakdancing, which was super fun.
That was a big one. Yeah.
Obviously the Australian woman stole everyone's hearts. Amazing. Yep. Talk about like, oh, there's still hope for me as an Olympian. Like curling is legitimately hard. I don't know if you guys ever curled before. Like curling is hard.
I have, yeah. We did it as a family up there in Green Bay a few times.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like pretty difficult. Like I think most of us could do what that Australian breakdancer did. Like, let's just move to Australia and try to become the representative in breakdancing. And next thing you know, we're all Olympians and we get the swag. I love it.
I promise that I would rather embarrass myself curling than embarrass myself breakdancing at the Olympics.
You can kind of get away with it curling. You're just brushing and you like don't do it right, and they're just like, whatever.
I could at least say I slipped on ice as opposed to like I'm too fat to do this. Like that would be way better.
My legs won't spin. I can't turn fast.
It's just the slow spin in the circle I'm doing underneath. No, not a
like
fan.
You can't actually get off the ground because you can't hold up your own body weight. Yeah, no, I feel you.
Exactly.
Hi. Yep. That's me.
Well, I am curious. To that point is. Tell us a little bit about the differences in the Summer and Winter Olympics from the athletes, from the competitions, from what is going on, because I have a hard time deciding which one, if there is one I like more. I don't know if I do, but I find myself very scared of a lot of Winter Olympic events and just like a little more comfortable, like excited to watch some of the summer events.
More relatable.
Mason, that is like so perfect. I don't know if you guys saw this, and I think it was like an Australian or New Zealand guy did like this really funny Instagram reel or Twitter or like TikTok or something where he talked about like summer versus winter Olympics. He's like, Summer Olympics, when they were thinking up the events, they were like, okay, let's run from here to here and see who can get there faster. Winter Olympics, let's put you in a bodysuit with a helmet and shove you down a tube at 100 miles an hour and see who doesn't die. Like it is, I mean, like think about Lindsey Vonn. Lindsey Vonn completely exploded her leg 13 seconds into a run. I mean, it's funny because the Summer Olympics tend to be the quote unquote more popular Olympics. I don't really even know why, because we're all out like doing things in the summer. And I wonder, Mason, if it's just like more relatable, right? Like lots of us golf, lots of us run, lots of us swim, like there's lots of us cycle. Like there's something we can sort of like understand what they're doing. But that to me makes the Winter Olympics, like it's kind of it's become where it's like more special because it is something like I could never, every time I see, and I'm not just saying this because it's you, Mason, but like every time I see a kicker line up for a field goal, like in your head, you're like, what's 23 yards? And then they take like that shot of like 23 yards and you're like, sweet Jesus, kicking 4 yards, let alone 23 through the uprights, like the you know, the pressure of the world on you. And so I think like to me, that's what makes the Winter Olympics. Like I couldn't do a backflip on skates. Like Ilya Malinin, like what are you doing? How are you not dead?
He's crazy. He is
well,
crazy.
like the moguls with the jumps. It's like literally their legs are like pistons, and then they do like 8 backflips, and then they land back, and they're just like
or the half pipe.
The half
how they
pipe.
land on the board. I would land on my brain. Like my brain would be scattered.
Like ski jumping, guys. Ski jumping, like you're literally just propelling yourself just on flying. 2 tiny little skis, like down this steep hill and off, and you're like flying through the air, and you're like, I just have to land, and if I don't land, I will crush my entire body.
Yeah, I think that is definitely the best way to put it. It's like whenever an Olympic swimmer, you know, breaks a record, you could go jump in a pool and try to, say like, hey, how do I measure up? Like, I'm going to swim these. Yeah. Like a lot of these, no, if you do that, you're dead or in the hospital. Like you can't do it. You just can't go and try to relate.
How about doubles luge where they lay on top of
each other? Who came up with that one?
I have no idea.
Did somebody actually get like leg swiped like from a luger, and then they fell on top and they're like, oh my gosh, like here we go. Let's go.
Here we go. More body weight. We can go even faster on this sled.
Yeah, look how fast we're going.
And like, apparently you don't, I was like, what makes it hard? So Ashley Wagner, who is one of our analysts here, she's a figure skater, an Olympic figure skater. She was telling us that she knows someone who does like luge and skeleton. And they're like, luge is so much scarier than skeleton because at luge, you can't see where you're going because you're laying backwards. And like, think about it. You don't have as much control in your body when you're like going 100 miles an hour on your back. Whereas if you're laying forward with your feet first, whereas like, at least if you're going forward, yes, your head going forward, but you can see where you're going. You have like more muscular control, like through your upper like body. Whereas like, and on luge, I guess you have to keep your head up the whole time. Like how strong are like your neck muscles? Does that hurt?
No, thank you.
I don't know. It's just like really scary sledding. It is like Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Like
I love that.
on the metal. Yes. On like the metal sled. That's luge.
Trenni Kisnerick, aka Trenni Casey, joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. And Trenni, I know you've been in Boston for a minute, but I know your heart is still in Wisconsin. How much do you get to follow the Wisconsin athletes? Like, how much do you kind of like take a peek at how, you know, whether it's Jordan or you know, some of the hockey players or whoever it might be? How much do you get to like keep your eye on the Wisconsin athlete?
So, I mean, I try to do as much as I can. Like, I'm still a massive Packers fan. I went to Marquette, so obviously I love Marquette. I'm such a big Brewers fan that I actually bought I bought a playoff ticket package, even though I knew I wouldn't be able to go unless like they made the World Series.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. We were so close. Oh
Yep.
gosh, freaking Dodgers. So I do keep an eye on I subscribe to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Like I try to read up on everything, not as much as I used to, just because I have to talk about Boston sports. So that's got to be like my focus. But my husband is a huge Canadians fan.
Wow, that's disgusting.
I know. He grew up in Boston. He's a Boston guy.
And he's a Canadiens fan.
So his grandfather was from Nova Scotia, and when he was a kid, his parents gave his older brother a Bruins t-shirt, and they gave my husband a Canadiens t-shirt, and like that was it. Like he became a Canadiens fan.
It's the worst story I've ever heard.
But he loves Cole Caulfield. He loves Cole Caulfield, and so by extension, I'm like, of course he's great. He's from Stevens Point. Like, why wouldn't I love Cole Caulfield? So yes, I do still always root for anybody. Like yesterday when I was doing the highlights for the speed skating, I multiple times mentioned fellow cheesehead, fellow Wisconsinite Jordan Stolz. Like, listen, when you're from Wisconsin, you gotta take the sports wins where you can get them.
Amen.
That's right.
Yep, I love that.
Well, that's a good segue then too. Old Caleb Durbin, big trade happening. It's funny because you're there in Boston. You're like, oh gosh, like got rid of him at the Brewers. But like, tell us a little bit about what you've seen from that trade and like what. Obviously, Caleb, great player, and he's gonna compete to try to be a starter there in Boston. But tell us a little bit about the guys that were sent to Milwaukee as well.
So I'm trying to remember who was they got the pitcher, the last pitcher.
Lefty
that was,
pitchers,
right,
Harrison, I think.
Harrison, Drone, and Hamilton.
Yeah. So David Hamilton was with the Brewers once before. He's just like a utility guy, right? Like a depth guy.
Yeah.
Is it Kyle? Is it Kyle Harrison? Is that
Kyle Harrison and Shane Drone?
So I don't know much about Shane. Kyle Harrison felt like one of the better pieces of that absolute like just mess of a Rafael Devers trade. But listen, the way I looked at it is the Brewers need pitching, the Red Sox need infield depth, and so they made a trade. Like, if I'm going to be honest, if the Red Sox gave him away, they're probably good. Like, they haven't exactly been great at identifying talent lately. Sorry, Thunder.
Fair.
I know you're a Sox guy.
I am, but we just dealt with this with Quinn Priester last year.
Yes, right. They have done a poor, like, and also when it comes to pitching, they've done a poor job of developing pitchers. I don't think that they have drafted and developed a pitcher since Clay Buchholz.
Wow.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Thunder, but I think that that's right.
Yeah, I mean, Bello might be getting there, but he's not there yet.
Yeah.
But he's not really. But he's like
yeah.
still in flux. Like he hasn't quite arrived.
But he's like a number 3 starter, right?
Right, exactly.
And
yeah.
I guess I feel like the Brewers have, and they have to be so much better than the Red Sox pretty much operate like they're the Brewers now because they don't want to spend money on anybody. They, to me, if the Brewers look at Caleb Durbin and think that they can survive without him, they know they have something else in the pipeline. Like the Red Sox, I feel like this is a reactive trade for them. Like they needed something. They didn't make moves in free agency. And so my feeling is they probably gave up a piece in Kyle Harrison that they didn't really want to give up, but they didn't have a choice. And they had to take something in return that, like, not that whatever the Brewers would give them. Obviously, Caleb Durbin had an awesome rookie season, finished 3rd in MVP voting, but he is kind of small. He's only 5'8". I think he was slotted in at 3rd base for the Brewers. Like, you don't want he's more of a middle infield build than he is a corner infield build. Like, you want your corner infielders to have power and size, and he doesn't have either of those. So, like, to me, I don't know. I guess I feel fine about it. It's just kind of like just part of being a Brewers fan. Like, they only have so much money to spend, and they have to get really creative in their trades and their moves.
Right.
So I'm sorry. I know I didn't give you like a lot of insight on Kyle Harrison.
No, that was great.
But quite frankly, he really didn't pitch for the Red Sox last year, so we didn't really see him much.
Well, I like how you worded it, where you kind of, it's like, well, the Red Sox, if they gave him away, then he's probably good. Yeah. And, from all accounts, like he was, one of the top prospects for a long time. Yeah. And going to the Brewers, like they do develop pitchers. So like if he has the talent, they will draw it out. So I'm optimistic.
can't wait until Kyle Harrison becomes like an ace in the majors and Red Sox fans are mad again.
Oh, well, yeah. We're mad about Priester. We'll be mad about Harrison. But when I put my Brewers hat on, I'm like, thanks for Quinn Priester. He's just a dog. Like I like
For
if him
sure.
and Harrison are like the two dogs as the 3 and 4 starters for the Brewers this year, man, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, and the Red Sox. I mean, you know this, Mitch. They it feels like when they won in 2018 and spent all of that money on that roster, since then they just do not want to invest in. Like John Henry would rather dabble in the indoor golf league and he wants to buy an NBA team and he's got his soccer team. Like the Red Sox just aren't a priority anymore for that Fenway Sports Group. And it's actually really disappointing because the Red Sox have always been, like, long before I worked in Boston, they were my AL team because I hated the Yankees and like I wanted them to win in 03. And then when they won in 04, like I remember that season I bought a Sox hat. Like I was so excited about it. And now I'm just so mad. I want John Henry to sell the team because I just think he's running it into the ground. Like he's just Weekend at Bernie's, like half dead, propped up, doesn't want to do anything.
I love it.
Like go throw another fancy party at your fancy Brookline home and spend all your money on that instead of on your actual baseball team that people's like, stop coming to Fenway, everyone. Stop spending money there.
I'll tell all my boys from Brookline High to go egg his house because that's where
I'm
my
sure
crew
there's no
lives.
security.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's not like a
not
fence
at all.
around it.
Well, Trenni, thank you so much for joining us today. Where can we watch all your stuff?
You can watch me tonight on CNBC. You can also stream CNBC's programming live on Peacock. But, 5 to 8, if you're having dinner with the family or you want to watch primetime on NBC, you have all day Saturday and Sunday. And the next Saturday to watch me on CNBC, I'll be there. Also, perfect. Mason, we have mutual friends. Ben and Julia Haas are two of my closest friends.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I know Ben Haas.
Yeah. They I got some good stories about Julia and Ben.
Okay. Ooh. Well, yeah, we'll have to do that.
Julia was my roommate. When we got out of college. Yeah, like I was friends with her, lived with her when she met Ben.
Oh, wow.
We'll save the stories. We'll save the stories.
Oh, God, no, I cannot take credit for that. They're a wonderful couple. I love them so much.
We'll save the stories for the podcast.
Absolutely.
You can get a little more juicy with the podcast. So
I like that.
Trenni, thank you so much for jumping on. We'll be watching on CNBC, and we'll definitely catch up with you down the road.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
Later.
Trenni Kisnarek, as we know her in Wisconsin. Trenni Casey, as she's known nationally now with CNBC, joining us on the Mason Crosby Show. The guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. May, she's awesome. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. Good get. Yeah, she was excellent.
Yeah. And we'll check in with her throughout. I know the Brewers and Red Sox play right away there in April, so we'll grab her then as well. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz is here as well. Who's at 1:00? I should know this.
Yeah, because you should have a rundown. Dusty Evely.
Dusty Evely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Our good buddy. We're going to talk about Luke Getsy. And we're going to talk about Cam Thomas scoring 1,000 points last night for the Bucks. Yeah. He's the new best Buck of all time.
Yeah, we knew it.
He's literally the leader in points per minute in the history of the Milwaukee Bucks right now. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. Again, our thanks to Trenni Kuzniak, CNBC and NBC Boston for jumping on the show on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Mason, Tommy wants you to put a bend on that hat brim, bro.
I read that. I'm not sure what that means. I mean,
like you got a little curve.
Like I thought
it's not like a flat.
Pretty good.
It's not a flat. Tommy, is that?
I'm not a flat brim guy.
Tommy, is that a flat brim? What Mason's got going on? What's going on?
I think it's a flat brim. No.
I mean, it's not fully curved, but
Man,
it's not
you should have seen it like in high school, man. I had like, you get like the fish hook like thing going there.
Oh God,
what's that? What is that?
Man.
What is that?
Oh, you're putting fish hooks on your hats. Dude?
Remember those little like it'd be like a fish hook, little like clip thing?
Look, I don't mean to offend when I say this, but Mason, that's kind of like. I don't even know. Can you say hick on the radio? Like, it's a little.
I mean, he's from Texas.
I pretended to be sometimes.
That's a
those were on my hunting hats.
Hunting, fishing, loving everyday hats. Yeah, I got.
Oh, I'm sorry. I like to be outside.
No,
I like to do outdoor
sport. Were you
saying?
Was it an outdoor sport?
It was not sporting. No, I wasn't sporting. It was just an activity. You know, maybe people were judging me, like Tommy, if you will.
Well, there was a good text that came in from this.
All right, hold on one sec, real quick. Before we get to that, when I'm so old that like every hat we got, we used to just like roll in our hands because you just wanted that curve.
Oh, I put the rubber band around it.
Oh yeah,
and like get that thing shaped up, and I mean your vision,
right, you can barely see, right? Yep.
And then I'd wear them until literally they were just like gross and disintegrating.
Exactly,
with your cowboy boots and spurs, I'm sure on it too.
Dude's from Texas, bro.
Whenever I needed them, buddy. Whenever I needed them.
We are accepting of every people from everywhere. I mean, if you're, even
I'm country,
Korea.
I'm country and country club all at the same time. I can be both, man. I can do it. I can.
Tommy
do it
in Bayview chimes in. Tommy, nothing hick about being a little country.
That's right.
What do you got on the text club there?
From our conversation from earlier, are refs in basketball or football not a judge? They make calls based on judgment at times.
Sure.
Plays can get changed based on reviews.
True, all true. Not the same.
But you just decide who wins and loses by the score at the end of the game.
Yes.
Well, sometimes football, and basketball, like Indiana, Wisconsin, they just choose who gets to win and lose based on their judgment.
You get screwed sometimes. That happens.
And so were we mad at that? And so then
this was not sporty. That's why everyone was mad. This is not how sports are supposed to be. It was not a sport.
Yeah, that's not how sports are supposed to be.
All right, I'm back.
Somebody shouldn't be able to make a judgment call to affect the outcome of a game.
We should get Simone Biles on this show so you guys can say that she doesn't do a sport.
No. But she's an athlete. She doesn't care if she does a sport or not.
Yeah, she's an athlete for sure.
Real quick, a little minor breaking news out of Milwaukee Brewers camp. The Brewers have signed catcher William Contreras to a 1-year deal with a club option, avoiding arbitration. Tommy, I don't know did you know what the arbitration numbers were, like how far apart they were?
No, I don't, but I knew it was going to be they were not. I'm surprised they reached a deal, to be honest, because Contreras he's a top 5 catcher in the league all day. Like you ask anyone, and maybe that's even shooting him kind of low on that list.
No, that's a good number.
But top 5 comfortably in the league. Like he's going to get whatever he wants, and I assume that the Brewers are just going to ride out their team control with him. And I was pretty excited to see Gary Sanchez coming back for a year. I liked that move yesterday. I think he's a perfect backup catcher. I think it gives another year for Caro to develop, or at least a couple months in case maybe Sanchez is struggling. It's not a big contract, but good for William Contreras, professional hitter. Bill, we love Bill on this show.
I've not seen any contract numbers released yet, so we'll keep our eye out for that. But we're big Bill Contreras professional hitter fans here.
For sure. And we talked about so much last year how, and I think in the clubhouse, the pitchers, they're just like, with Bill back there, we feel very confident. He is just a calming force.
I have to assume he had surgery right after the season and his thumb is fine. But I do wonder, with a catcher, especially who uses their hands so much, he had that glove thumb that was broken basically all year. Or finger? Was it finger?
Yeah,
it was a finger.
Yeah.
And it was, remember, because he showed that picture where his finger, even when he was making a fist, his finger was straight up, like he couldn't make a fist. I do wonder how that, hand stuff. And I'll flip it to you, Mason, because the bones in the foot, very small, kind of like the bones in the hand. That's a little different than when you break your leg and that you set the leg and it heals. Like if you have these little bones,
like you're using it all the time, and
right,
it's very,
exactly.
very. Well, I think I've told you this story. Like there was a year where something happened on the top of my foot, and I had like either a bone bruise or like a little calcium thing that built up.
Okay.
And it hurt so bad. And it was just this little ball that was on the top of my kicking foot. So every time I hit the ball, like kicked the ball, it hurt like a shock went up my leg. And I had to like get a little foam donut, all that. But like that's probably literally what Contreras with his finger, what he's dealing with. He's like, I can do it. I just literally have to like get used to this new normal of like what it feels like every time I catch that ball. So every time I hit the ball, like that's what you do is if you're a pro, right? You just say like, how do I adjust to what this new feel or this new situation is? So what is the like new lease on life then this year? Like if he comes in and everything feels good, it's gonna be awesome,
like, right?
Well, and he's still like bad at, was hitting the ball pretty well. Like imagine now if he's like healthy, that finger feels good. I mean, you got to think that bat's just going to get hotter and hotter.
Right.
Too.
I mean, last year he played 150 games still with the broken freaking hand.
Crazy.
Like he is Kurt Angle in the Olympics right
I love
now.
those guys.
A 111 OPS plus. He had 17 homers and he hit 260 last year with
he
750.
25. I mean, he hit 2 years ago.
A lot of people complaining about the lack of moves in free agency for the Milwaukee Brewers. They're going to get back full seasons of hopefully William Contreras, hopefully Jackson Chourio, hopefully Garrett Mitchell. Like they are actually banking on a lot of retooled health, it feels like, to add up some of these numbers. If they can get Yelich to stay on track where he was, I know everyone's mad about them losing Caleb Durbin. I feel like they can replace 11 homers without even adding anyone on the team based on the health of Chourio, Contreras, and anyone else coming back like Mitchell.
Yeah, I think they just the depth on this team. I mean, this team is loaded with a lot of similar players, I guess, where it's like, but they can just fit in and like do great things. And like you're saying, guys coming back from injury, being fully healthy. Like again, Bill Contreras is a pro. I bet that finger takes just a little longer to heal if he did have surgery than showing up right to the first day of spring training and being ready to roll. It's like they got other pitchers in camp. I'm going to make sure that I'm fully healthy and I'm not going to push this all the way.
Not that I would ever wish this on anyone, and I'm not saying this out loud because I want it to happen, but I kind of like when, like with Woodruff, like when he's out for half the year and then like you add a guy in June or July and it's like you didn't need to make a trade necessarily because you had the best addition. Like I don't want anybody. Is anybody?
That timing was huge for the Brewers last year. I mean, all those injury guys coming back and like filling in was huge.
So I don't want anybody to get hurt. But I would say if like there's minor nagging injuries in April and May, I don't mind a guy sitting out for 2-3 weeks because then when you get them back, there is that injection of energy onto your team, knowing that it's a 162 game season. That like you don't need to rush a guy back in May if you can give him a couple extra weeks and get him back in the middle of June, but he's actually really healthy. And now all of a sudden, like hopefully you've tread water or you're doing even better if you're the Brewers. But like you get that guy, you don't have to go and make a major trade for somebody who's going to break your bank because you know that's not the Brewers' way, but you have players ready to go.
Well, they released some video yesterday on the Brewers' social media of Woody throwing in the bullpen.
That slow-mo got you going.
It got me going, man. I was ready to go. I was ready to fight for Brandon Woodruff there. And I think that I seriously doubt Matt Arnold and the Milwaukee Brewers moved on from Freddie Peralta if they didn't feel Brandon Woodruff was opening day starter. He's ready to go. He is back. They're obviously going to monitor him, maybe get 150 innings out of him, somewhere around there, 25 to 28 starts. Again, the Brewers have a great problem, right? They're going to have 10 different guys start a game this year. I guarantee that. They have so many starting pitchers. They always do already. Injuries are going to happen, and they are looking to add guys that keep them on track. They just don't want to miss a beat. It's not about game changers necessarily. It's about guys that you're getting the same level of consistency out of these starting pitchers every single time. Now, I still believe that Jacob Mizorowski is the guy primed for the quantum leap that we saw out of like Bryce Terang last year.
I still think you're a year early, Tommy.
I
know you want him to be that guy.
Telling you,
never pitched that much. You got to take things a little more slowly. I know you want him to be that guy, but it's just not.
Because we think of slow when Jacob Mizorowski is on the mound.
Yes,
all that guy is heat. That's all he is.
Right.
He is a guy that lives in the moment and needs the moment almost. I'm actually more concerned about the random games in August that mean nothing in hindsight when Jacob Mizorowski is pitching, more so than if we're going to be honest here, I would love to see him start opening day. Now, I don't think he's the number one pitcher, but I just imagine all that juice and all that energy with Miz on the bump to start. Obviously, Woody's going to go. Obviously, Woody's going to go. I'm not saying it should be. I'm not saying that it should be Mizorowski. Brandon Woodruff's going to start opening day. But could you imagine the electricity in the air and the emotion that would come from Jacob Mizorowski if he was opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers?
Guys,
I'm just saying.
Skeleton's on, so I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah, all right.
You're just gonna take a breather.
Yeah.
Why don't you go luge, bro? All right.
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna skeleton. I could do skeleton, man.
No, you couldn't. No, you could not.
Yes,
no,
I could.
Mason, you remember
I
last?
couldn't do Olympic skeleton, but if you take a hill, like a hill in Wisconsin,
you remember, Mason? You remember when we were gonna do this kicking bet, and then I was like 35-yard field goal, and Mitch was like, "You'd make that day." I'm like, "No, I would not."
Yeah, you would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes,
like,
you would.
You seriously? And then
you would.
Who did we have? Was it Brett?
I wouldn't.
It wasn't Brett Good. Who did we have was long snapper that came on when Mitch was like, "Could I do it?" And he was like, "Absolutely not. You could not do it."
Trenner, right?
Yes.
If I was 6'4", I could. He's just tightest.
No.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. Everybody's takes are wrong except mine. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I guess Mason's okay too. Florian. Sorry, skeleton's still good. The American is skeletoning right now. Mason, is that a verb? Skeletoning? It is.
I don't know.
If that's the competition.
If it's a verb, it's a sport.
Oh,
hey, whippersnapper, relax your brain, okay?
Are you skeletoning, or is it just this, like the skeleton? Like
Mason,
I'm
2 days
doing the skeleton.
2 days to Valentine's Day, 4 days to Tommy's birthday.
I know.
What? All right, we'll talk about Valentine's Day
Big time.
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. It's only Thursday. I keep thinking it's Friday.
Yeah. Milwaukee Bucks head coach Doc Rivers. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, by the way. Milwaukee Bucks head coach Doc Rivers named it Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame finalist for the class of 2026. It's his first time. He ranks 6th in all-time wins among NBA head coaches. He passed George Karl in December. He was the 99-2000 Coach of the Year. That was like a minute ago. I think he got Orlando to like 500 that year, and they were supposed to be terrible.
Okay.
He was one of the 15 greatest coaches in NBA history in 2022. That was from a panel. Obviously, he won the championship with the Celtics in 2008 and has been a notorious underachiever and has sucked since then. Oh, sorry. That's not in the That's
not in there.
That's not in the press release.
I mean, those accolades come from a pretty long time ago, right?
Yes,
like
yes,
it's kind
do.
of like
Yes, they do.
again, can't discount the type of like the coach he's been, what he's done, all
Right.
of those things. And obviously this says a lot of that, but I mean, maybe it's just time, just time to kind of get something fresh and new and, a different perspective and look going on over there at the Bucks.
Seriously.
But I don't know. We did that. Cam Thomas. That's the answer. It's just Cam Thomas.
Yeah.
25 minutes, 34 points.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
How about a heater, Mason? That's a
Yeah.
heater.
That's a heater.
He's a bucket. Yeah, he's fun. And Usman Zhang also like 5 of 6 from 3 yesterday
I think he
too.
did 5 of 8.
5 of
But he
8.
still
Well,
hit.
he started 5 of 6
Yeah.
for sure. He was a stud on top of it.
How about
Bucks-
rebounders?
Yeah.
They actually rebounded yesterday as
yeah.
well. I mean, I saw Sims had 10 or 11?
KPJ had a triple double. He had
KPJ,
10
yeah.
rebounds. Is Ryan Rollins the problem?
Yeah, I've been saying this to Sparky. He's so overrated, man.
Uh-oh,
He is. He's
uh-oh.
so
Are
overrated.
you really?
Yes.
This is legit.
Legit
Okay.
take.
Okay.
I think he's a solid ball player. I think when
Yeah.
he's playing the best on the team, that's a
It kinda
problem.
confuses
Right.
what's trying to be done on the court a
It
little
is.
bit.
It is Bradley Beal syndrome.
But if he's your
Oh.
if he's your guard, if he's your first guard off the bench, I don't think that's bad.
No, agreed. But he's
Okay.
not. Don't put him in the raw. No,
Well,
not starting.
problem. I mean, KPJ was starting over him. He got hurt in the first game.
Yep.
And has had injuries all season long.
Yeah.
KPJ was supposed to be the starter. I think they've accelerated Rollins' growth. I think Rollins is really good. But you're right. Like KPJ is supposed to be the starter.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
And remember, Cam Thomas is crazy streaky. So he'll have a game where he goes 0 for 11 after going, what did he go from 3 last night? He was
I don't
only
think
4 for 6.
He's gonna ball out. He's
Yeah, he
a
is.
buck for life. Let's go.
Amazing. I love it. Dusty Evely, Acme Packing Company, is going to join us when we come back. We're going to talk some Luke Getsy. Mason Crosby, Luke Getsy.
I love it.
Let's
yeah,
do
I
it.
love Luke.
He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz is here as well. What's up, Thomas? This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon.
a Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
What it is, what it do. Hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show. My name is Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Thomas Wirtz in his house. And as always, he is the kicker, the leg, the one, the only, the leading scorer in the history of the Green Bay Packers. You didn't know you were getting an intro in hour number 2, did you?
I love it. Yeah,
Mason Crosby.
You know, it was funny yesterday as my middle daughter was just like, "Hey, Dad, like, do you think you're one of the, the better kickers in Green Bay history?" I was like, I don't know. Like, what do you think? And she's like, "Let's Google it." And she was like, "What?" This is you. I was like, "Oh gosh, all right. Like, don't do that again. Let's not." Because she's like, is my name on the internet? Like, I'm like, let's not do this little game all the whole way. But those moments are always so cute, and like, I appreciate that. They see me as dad, and are always somewhat surprised at the length of time and the success I had playing football.
But yes, I was flipping awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lots of points.
True story. Joining us now on the Mason Crosby Show from Acme Packing, he is the one and only Dusty Evely, friend of show. Dusty, how are we doing today?
Gentlemen, I'm doing great. I'm sad that football's over. We got Olympics. We got pitchers and catchers reporting. You know what? We got seasons changing. I'm thawed out. I can go outside without slipping on the ice now. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Nice.
Man, I love the positivity. Yeah, thanks for bringing that here in the 1 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff that's happened, since we last talked. I know we want to talk about Luke Getsy, getting the nod to be the QB coach, some of the coaching movements. So I guess let's just dive right into that right now, because that's kind of the biggest move right now on the offensive side of the staff is solidifying who is going to be coaching Jordan Love directly moving forward here.
Yeah, I don't mind the move. I mean, there's times when I think you want new blood in. I will be completely honest and just say, listen, day to day, season to season, like within the season, within the week, I'm not entirely sure what a QB coach does in terms of like mechanics. My understanding is a lot of the mechanics that's off season stuff. Like, you're not cleaning a lot of that stuff up in season. And there is, like, offensively, defensively, I like new blood coming in. When it comes to quarterback, I don't want to get like overly comfortable, right? Where you're just like, I don't need to necessarily care what you have to say. But someone that is trusted, we saw that with, obviously it's a different brand of person here, but when Tom Clements came back in, there's a familiarity there, but I think he is one of the greats. And so what he was able to do when he came back in, I think having Getsy in that role, he's a trusted guy, knows the offense, everyone in the building knows him and kind of trusts him. I don't think I hate the move. If he was brought in as OC, I think that's, I don't necessarily love that necessarily, but QB coach, I think he's got a pretty good track record there. So I'm in favor of that.
Well, I think you said it, a little bit, and I'll just, expand on it. It's speaking the quarterback's language from, kind of deciphering head coach, like game plan, all the stuff. And it's like, you get the plan, you get all that. Then you go into your individual meetings, and, Getsy's job is now to basically speak Jordan's language and say, here is exactly how we want it to look, how it needs to operate, all those things. Like you said, it's not mechanics. It's not him being like, all right, hey, like, I want your elbow. Like, some of that maybe occasionally they're going to be watching footwork and things, but it's more running them through the drills and making sure that if there's any confusion from what the plan is and, how the offense is supposed to be run from the head coach, it is broken down by that QB coach. So it is an important piece in that regard, where it's like you have to trust that guy intimately, because he is going to be feeding you kind of the difference in languages at times that some of this can be passed down to a guy like that.
Sure, yeah, and that's where I think maybe some of the familiarity comes into play, right? Like there's
trust,
new blood, but there's also, if there's the trust, and if there is, we already know we're speaking the same language going in. You don't have to cross that barrier going in. So I think I'm fine with that one.
Yeah, and then one we haven't talked a lot about was like the Mahaffey going with Mannion over to the Eagles, and I find that fascinating that, he goes to the Eagles as the tight ends coach, run game coordinator, but he's the wide receiver coach in Green Bay. Does that just kind of speak a little to you on like what Matt LaFleur's like presence and what it is like on this offense, that it's just like, all right, he's a good coach. Where can we fit him in? We'll put him here. Do you think though that like, do you think that's the right way to do things? Or is that kind of like, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to kind of like, run this show, just make sure the guys are in the right spot.
It is interesting from like a what they're asked to do type of perspective. I mean, it is, you kind of delegate all those responsibilities down. So I think of like wide receiver coach and him going to tight end coach, they asked their wide receivers to do a whole lot of blocking. So I can see some of that in terms of like those condensed splits, what you're asked to do, where you're asked to release from, some of those things. Maybe that is, if I think of like Dontavian Wicks as the insert blocker, a lot of teams will have a tight end doing that stuff. So I do wonder how much of that stuff kind of ports over to tight end more than wide receiver. There has been, that's another one I am curious about. I like the hire of Pauly, from what I know about him. I know Ross Uglum, who also covers NDSU, has talked a lot about what Pauly brings, what he brought, what he was doing at NDSU, and I know what they asked those guys to do is a lot of what LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers have them do. It's a little more pass heavy in Green Bay than it is at NDSU for sure. So I like bringing Pauly in to do that, but I do wonder if there's maybe some kind of disconnect with, I don't know if the wide receivers necessarily took the step that I was hoping over the past year or two. Obviously, Watson being injured hurt them a little bit. I think Dobbs got steadily better, but a guy like Reed that came out of the scene, and we've seen some development, but not a ton there. And maybe there's a limited skill set in terms of what he's asked to do, what he can do. But I do wonder with a guy like Mahaffey, if that specialty maybe fits more with tight ends than maybe some of those split wide receivers. I'm not entirely sure on that front, but that seemed to me, that was one of the going into the offseason, what do they need to improve from coaching standpoint? Wide receiver coach certainly seemed to be one like, it seems like they can afford to take a next step there in terms of coaching. And I think Mahaffey going out the door opens the door for a guy like Pauly, and I'm pretty excited to see what Pauly does there.
Awesome. We got Dusty Evely joining the Mason Crosby show, talking all things Packers. He's excited about being thawed out, so we can talk about the weather if we need to. But I like, as we're on this offensive side of the ball, like I do want to talk about Sean Mannion a little bit, like his meteoric rise here, where it's like, just became an official coach a couple years ago, right? Like, I mean, QB coach, now he's offensive coordinator, and he's like he did a good enough job there with Sirianni in the interview process that he's able to bring in a lot of his own guys and build his staff, build the offense the way he wants. The fact that he has that is kind of amazing to me, that he's like, I have an offense I want to establish here. Mm-hmm. That to me is very telling of the type of coach that he is. Do you think that his presence there was something that helped Jordan Love improve last year? Like a younger coach, a guy that's done it before, has been a backup a lot of time, like for a long time as well, was able to help Jordan Love get to that next level.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, that was a guy, even when he was, playing backing up, you heard people that talked to him would just say, like, that guy's going to make a tremendous coach someday. So I think we're seeing that already. I do think he probably helped, just based on what I know about him, based on what I know he's responsible for, based on just everyone who's talked to him, just saying what a mind he has. I'm excited to see what he does in Philly. That's an offense that it seems like no matter who they bring in, that offense runs generally the same. So how much of that is Sirianni, how much of that is Jalen Hurts, how much of that is like kind of how they want to operate? I don't know how much flexibility he's going to be given there. If he's able to bring some of what he learned in Green Bay over there, that'd be really cool to watch with the amount of skill that they have. I don't know how much that's going to happen. So I am curious, is the next year in Philly, is it going to come out that Mannion, is he like kind of putting his stake in the ground and doing it? Or is it kind of the same old in Philly? Like, what are they going to allow him to do? What's he going to be able to do there? But he seems like a guy who is certainly on the rise, and for good reason. The steps we've seen out of Love, I mean, what Love, his decision-making, I think this season got better. Accuracy got better. And I think a lot of that, I want to put that all on Mannion, but I certainly think that Mannion had a hand in that.
Yeah, those backup quarterbacks, it's just like what they have to do to prepare for games. Like I think it's always underrated at the amount of effort and work. I know Aaron, like with his guys, and that's why when Flynn was there and he had the backup that he trusted fully, he knew they were putting in the work, that he could kind of pass some things off to them, and they were going to be kind of his sounding board throughout a game to help him through some different processes. So, I hope Mannion does great because, he is an awesome guy. He seems to be doing so well in this rise as a coach. So I'm hoping nothing but the best for him. But now I want to go to the defensive side of the ball. We haven't talked about it much, here as of late, as some of these new offensive coaches have kind of filtered in. But let's talk about Jonathan Gannon and what kind of staff he's building. How do you feel about it?
I love it so far, man. I've not seen if anything's happened in the past few days, but the Gannon hire, I was not about lukewarm. I had some names that I was pretty excited about, and Gannon was kind of one of those. I think he'll be fine. I liked what he did out in Arizona. It's tough to tell how much in Arizona was him versus Orales was the DC out there. Some of the funky stuff they're running, a lot of those safety rotations, the way the linebackers were playing. I really, really like that defense. Did not have a lot of talent, but watching them, I was just watching, I think the Bengals game last night. I was watching the Week 17 Bengals game last night, and just watching some of the stuff they did to confuse and the way those linebackers played downhill. I'm excited about what he can bring as a DC, and I really like. I'm blanking on the dude from the Bills now. The guy they brought over to be pass game coordinator, right? I'm blanking his name. Bobby Babbage. So I've been watching a lot of the Bills as well. I mean, he was a guy that I think he interviewed for the Packers DC position when Hafley was in. He's kind of another guy that's been on the rise a bit, and watching, I know one of his specialties was secondary. Watching that Bills secondary is just an absolute blast to watch. Watching how those guys, that's kind of undersized the way they built that thing, but watching how they communicate, how they rotate, how they play. It's a smart defense, rarely out of position, even if there were some physical limitations. So as far as that goes, I'm excited about kind of the shell, I think, of what Gannon probably wants to do. He is a guy who's flexible. I think he will kind of adjust to what he has, to the guys he has. He has said that. He has shown that throughout his career. And the guy like Babbage, again, looking at those safeties, which is his specialty with the Buffalo, they played really well over the past couple of years. So just between those two guys alone, I'm pretty excited. I can't remember what they did linebacker, right? They switched linebacker coach as well.
Yeah, he brought his guy there from Arizona.
Yeah, I the way those linebackers played, just absolutely stellar in Arizona. So I'm really excited.
Right? Sam Seifkis,
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
He was the Virginia Tech defensive coordinator too. I have a question here for you, Dusty Evely, joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. You watching a closer eye on DeMarcus Covington next year? Because we saw it in the Super Bowl. The defensive line won that game, right? And it's not an uncommon theme that in that game specifically, the Super Bowl, the defensive line has won that game many a times. You go back to the Eagles the year before, the Buccaneers going up against Mahomes. The defensive line, it really is an important part that game specifically. And I understand they're going to have Micah Parsons, and whenever he was a part of the Green Bay Packers on that defensive line, he was a madman. But everyone else, it kind of felt like underachieved a little bit at that position. And Covington was a very well-known hire from the year before. Everyone was excited to get him in the building, and it felt like it was just missing something else. I know the Wyatt injury plays a role in that, but this Packers defensive line, outside of Micah Parsons, just flat out needs to be better, in my opinion, if they want to make deep playoff runs, Dusty.
Yeah, they need a big mauler. I mean, that's part of its personnel. I think they need another body. I will say, I mean, I thought Wyatt looked good before the injury. I was really impressed with Wooden. He had, not every game was great, but I thought Wooden took a pretty big step up. They're missing mass in the middle. That's basically what it comes down to. They lost, Slayton left last year to go to the Bengals. They don't have just a big dude mauler that can hold two blockers on obvious rundowns and guys that they can just kind of jam up the middle. And obviously that's not needed as much when they were running 4-3. You can kind of spread that out a little bit more. But even then you saw that. I mean, the run defense was good with Parsons in there. I think they have the bodies. I think they're just a little light in the pants, dude. I think I don't know. We'll see what happens this year. I don't know if that felt to me as much like a coaching issue as much as we need just a big, nasty dude in the middle. We need at least one dude that will just fight and maul a little bit and can clog up the middle, and they just don't have that guy. I mean, Wyatt as best isn't that guy.
Right, but then why wide receiver coach do you feel differently then? Because I think Mitch has a take of we just got a bunch of number twos on this team, right? I mean, these aren't a whole lot of number one potential guys. Maybe we see it out of Christian Watson last season, but everyone else, took until the playoff game to get Golden to touchdown. Jaden Reed, it works better in the slot than he does anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the big difference in the personnel then for we need a new wide receivers coach to try to get things moving along here versus the defensive line coach just doesn't have the guys?
To me, it's how I view the different sides of the ball. Like if you look at like the offensive side of the ball, like those, I think Watson could be A1. It's just I think he is A1. He's just not on he was injured a lot, and that's been a problem.
He's just not there yet.
So, and you can't necessarily count on him to do that until you see him do that to survive a full season. So I think that's part of it. But you can move those guys. Those guys each have, even if maybe they are twos, each guys, they have skill sets that you can use them for in different packages. You can spring them open. They had Reed doing like run blocking this year and actually doing pretty well with that. But I think that is we've got our guys. We know what we want to run. We know what these guys are good at. They just need to be better at that. Like I think you've got the bodies at that position, even if maybe it's not like tier 1. If you've got like some, tier 1.5, tier 2 guys, you've got the bodies and you've got guys that can do specific things in that offense. And as long as they can do them better and more consistently, I think you're golden. Defensive line is like, we don't have big dudes. If you got smaller dudes that are going to get moved, to me, some of that's technique. Some of that is coaching issue, but some of it's like, dude, if you don't have like a 320-pound guy in the middle and you're just going to get rocked by like, as the offensive line gets bigger, there's only so much you can do with coaching with that. Like we've seen that at the cyclical nature of we've seen that across the NFL as a whole. Like you get smaller on offense, then the big guys in the defense can't necessarily handle that because they can't run to the sideline. They can't get you. And so then you get bigger on defense and the offense gets smaller. And then you just kind of go back and forth. And right now it seems like we're caught in they want to run the ball, but they don't have the beef up front to be able to stop the run necessarily. And again, they were better with that with Wyatt and Parsons even knifing through.
Sure.
But I think it seems more like a personnel in terms of how you're being attacked, in terms like if you can set the terms on offense. I think that's a little different in terms of how I view that stuff.
Yeah, Dusty, I saw a little rumor, like rolling around that if Kenny Clark were to get released by Dallas somehow, like, do you think it'd be a wise decision for the Packers to just see if that reunion was possible? Talk about a masterclass if you got him back at a discount after you trade him for Micah Parsons.
I mean, the fan in me, that's one of my all-time favorite Packers. So the fan in me says,
yeah, me too.
Yes.
I love Kenny.
Oh, I love him so much. I did not watch a ton of him at Dallas last year in terms of digging in to see. I think there's still enough left there that you can put him in the middle. But again, like that's a guy that can hold the point some, but I still think maybe he's not the bigger dude that's going to hold the line there, especially at this stage in his career. But I would like to go back and watch what he did at Dallas this past year. He had some nice reps. Like he did some really nice stuff, just down in, down out. I don't know if it's like at this stage in his career, Kenny Clark, you're the nasty guy in the middle. You're clogging up the run game. I'm not sure if that's where he's at, but I would love to have him back in Green Bay, dude.
Do you think the Packers have kind of gone away from anything that kind of was maybe some of Ted Thompson-esque, where he would bring in a veteran, like older guy, try to squeeze another year out of him, right? Like it feels like now it's, hey, let's go young. Let's try to, just get what we can out of these young guys, kind of, use their youthfulness, their speed, all their stuff. Do you think there's a mindset of that, like a little miss where it's like, is there a veteran guy? I mean, you look at that Seattle defense, they brought DeMarcus Lawrence was on that defense. It's like you go and you find that guy, you find a way to motivate, get them to give you one more just really solid year. If there's someone available like that, I would say that is maybe in my mind the piece that this team is missing at times. It's just that kind of old crusty veteran that is just going to do things a little different and kind of pull guys along.
I would love that. In my mind, I mean, there's been times that I feel like they have tried that, and whether it hasn't worked out because of the player or because of the coaching staff, I'm not sure. But the one that springs immediately to mind is they brought in Snacks Harrison towards the end of his career as like the run stuffer guy. And it was like week 16 or something, right? It was like to gear up for a playoff run. That was one of Rodgers last year. I can't remember what year that was. Mm-hmm. And I think he played 2 snaps. So it was one of those, like you bring guys like that in, and maybe you want to get on them early, bring them in earlier in the season. I think they brought in Jaron Reed at some point too. And like they will occasionally they'll bring in some of those guys, but then it seems like for whatever reason, they don't get playing time. So that's a thing I'm not sure of, is that like an internal philosophy from a coaching staff that the GM is like, we want to bring this guy in, but then the coaching staff doesn't want to play him, whether because they don't think they fit or they don't have the speed or whatever that is. But I would be all in favor. It does seem like Gutekunst is more concerned with kind of that bottom of the roster churn. Like that's a whole lot of transaction, but it's all like that bottom 10% of the roster, like a lot of that.
Way more than Ted Thompson did, right? I mean, it was like, obviously there's more options in that. You have more players that you can put into those positions. But I mean, I felt like unless it was like injury or something significant, like we weren't seeing a change at the bottom all the time early on in my career for sure.
Yeah, and it's every week I look at the transaction stuff during the season. Usually on Tuesdays, we do a podcast on Tuesday, and I look at that every Tuesday, and it's like, all right, they dropped 3 guys, they brought up 3 guys, and then you see those same names like 5 different times throughout the course of the season. It's just a constant churn at the bottom there. But I'd love an old crusty veteran. I think that'd be awesome. Bring a couple of those guys in, get 1 more ride, 2 more rides, whatever it is, and just bring something. I'd be in favor of that.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, Dusty, I do want to have you talk to the kind of that personnel department there in Green Bay, their tree that is out there in the world. Obviously, both GMs for the Super Bowl teams this year were both former Packer personnel guys. Schneider's been doing it at a high level for a long time there in Seattle. Elliott Wolf, great job building this team and getting them to that Super Bowl. Just talk about kind of what that means, for an organization. Whereas sometimes I'm not sure the coaching trees have gone the same as how this personnel tree has gone.
Yeah, the Schneider one was interesting. I mean, that's been so much the life cycle of a GM and how much those things can change. He started off with, he had that huge class, whatever class that was, 7 years ago, whatever that was. So just an all-timer class. And then it kind of has fell off a little bit. It's been one of those, like, you keep hearing the draft is a crapshoot. You do your evaluations. You don't know exactly how that stuff's going to work out. And his career has been such a stark reminder of that, where he's hit on a handful of drafts. Then you get all these duds in the middle, these guys that don't quite work out. And then you nail a couple more drafts. You bring in some of the right personnel, and then suddenly you're on top of the world again. But he has a stretch there in the middle of his career where it's kind of, how's Schneider doing? Was he going to be out with Pete Carroll? Like, was that something that was going to happen? It seems like maybe he's run his course in Seattle, and now he's come back.
His last 3 or 4 drafts have been exceptional, though.
Oh yeah, no, when he nails them, he nails them. But so it's cool to see him on the come up. I know Elliott Wolf, a lot of fans, me included, again, the nostalgia of it all, wanted him in Green Bay when it was Goody. Just the Wolf name would have been cool. I don't know how much he's doing in New England, just based on what I've heard. It seems like that's more Vrabel's show at this point, that he's sitting on the sideline a bit. But it is cool seeing these guys that came up through the Packers organization. I mean, Schneider, honestly, at this point, Schneider, I barely think of as being with the Packers at all. He's been with Seattle so long and doing that. But it's cool seeing how these guys have kind of branched out and kind of made this stuff their own. I've loved it. I still think Goody's the right choice. I like what he has done, but it's kind of cool seeing these Ted Thompson kind of branches, Ted Thompson, Ron Wolf branches kind of spreading out and doing their own thing. It was a fun Super Bowl from that perspective, for sure.
For sure. Yeah. I think that was probably the most interesting storyline that I could find when I was watching. I'm like, wow. I'm not really rooting for many teams, either one of these teams. I have a hard time rooting for either one of those, but like I was rooting for some guys, some guys.
Mace, they went to the same high school. So, it's like,
what's Schneider and Wolf?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know. They just grew up together. It's so great.
Yeah. Different years, and they had different names because schools combined, but Dusty Evely joining us here on the Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Dusty, I gotta ask, Chloe and Susan and Rosemary, I assume you hit all these people back up in your DMs, right? And is your name really Felix? Is your actual first name Felix? Because why are all these people addressing you as Felix in your DMs?
I love those. I love those, man.
Chloe really thinks that you guys are meant to be together.
I'm happily married, man. I'm coming up on 25 years, man. I don't know how to break it to her.
25 years.
25 in June.
What are you, 60? Holy cow.
That's my life, Dusty.
Yeah.
That is my entire life.
Tommy's going to be 26 in 4 days, and you've all been married basically that long.
Got married a month before I turned 20. So yeah, I'm 45 now and celebrating 25 in June.
Holy,
so yeah, good
for you, man.
Yeah, I don't know how to break it to all those women.
Yeah, Chloe's going to be heartbroken, man, because she wrote, she's not going to lie, I think we're meant to be together. You posted it on your ex. It's right there, man. That's wild. That is wild.
Nothing but twisted steel and sex appeal. That's yes.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, Dusty, thank you so much for jumping on today. We had a blast. We will continue checking in throughout the offseason as we get ready for free agency in 3 weeks or so.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
Never stops. Never stops.
No, we got pitchers and catchers this week. We got free agency and football coming up. Spring training. The draft will be here before we know it. It's never-ending cycle of awesome sports and competition.
Agreed.
Judgment.
And judging. Oh my God.
This is I'm having to defend sports on a sports talk radio show
You are
today,
not.
Dusty,
You are not.
because
You're not.
basically these guys are willing to look Olympians in the face and say that it's not a sport.
You're
It's not
putting
true.
words in our mouth.
I mean, you guys are just dancing around the words. Just say it.
We have the women's 500 meter right now that has
Okay.
now had 3 false starts in a row with like people falling before the first turn. There's a lot of pushing going on. So
You
it's
ever
just-
see the
that's a
dunk
sport.
contest? That's
So
half of a dunk
that's a
contest.
sport, right? That's a race. Like that,
Yeah.
you know who wins.
yeah, they're
Like, that's an
racing.
actual
They're trying to
race.
gain an
You don't-
edge in the game.
Anything that has judges, they're saying is not a sport.
No,
pretty
we're
much.
saying it's a competition.
right.
It is a sport, but it's like when there's a subjective judge
Yeah.
that
I
makes
want-
it more of a competition.
That's
than a
the
sport.
only way you get to, you decide who the winner
You
is.
guys tell
Ah.
Mike Tyson he didn't do a sport and see what
I'm
happens.
Right.
team.
If you knock-
I'm team
if you knock
Tommy.
the guy
I'm
out.
sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Dusty.
Team
Thank
Tommy.
you.
Apologize, guys.
I think boxing. I don't think there should be 12 rounds. You should go until somebody's knocked out. Then you know who won. This is thanks, Dusty. Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
You guys don't know sports. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, we won that segment. Oh, because you're a subjective judge. Okay, thanks. Great, that's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got facts on the other side.
Oh, I can't wait for your
Ooh.
facts. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We are the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis, Thomas Wirtz, and Mason Crosby here with you. Mason, I think the brim on your hat looks great.
Thanks.
Yeah, in case
I'm gonna go bend all of them.
Yeah, you are.
Bend It Like Crosby. Was that the movie?
Oh, yeah. So
Bend it like Crosby.
how many hats you got right now?
I have a lot of hats.
So many hats.
How many
A
are
lot
in
of
rotation?
Probably 10 at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I'll throw them on, and I'm like, nah.
Do you ever
I
get
don't know
rid
why
of any?
I don't know why I don't, because
Yeah.
they're just there. I'm
Yeah.
nostalgic. Some
When's
of
the
them
last time you did a show without a hat?
Oh, it's been a while.
Long
It's been a
time.
while.
I don't know if we.
Well, every time I take my hat off, you're like, I forgot how great you were, and so I'm like,
I know,
gosh.
dude. You were the crusty old guy on the Packers.
When you take your hat off, you look like Mason Crosby,
Oh, thanks.
like the football player, like not the radio personality, the football player.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should just wear my helmet. YouTube channel, Tommy Chunga, please.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come
All
on.
right.
Tommy
All right.
Thank you.
Chunga.
Get out of here,
Speaking of
Tommy Chunga.
It is time for trivia with Tommy.
Hit the-
Thomas, bring it.
Nice. Hit the
Is,
music. I don't
is
have
trivia
it
a
in front of me.
sport? Are we considering trivia a sport?
Well, there's judging, and that's me. So, according to you guys, no. No, I didn't approve this music during this. I didn't approve this music. Okay. Since 2004 till present day, 2026.
I'm so old.
Packers leaders in rushing yards in a season. The last one, obviously, Josh Jacobs. 2004 was Amon Green, who are the 10 Packers to lead the team in rushing yards in a season in between that time.
James Starks.
James Starks, number 7 on the list back in 2011.
Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy, number 5 on the list in 2013 through 2015.
Brandon Jackson.
Brandon Jackson, number 8
You didn't
on
think
the
I was
list.
going to get that one, did you?
No, that's
we came in the same year.
There's 2 on here that I think are tougher than that one, but he was in 2010.
Let's
Sam
see.
Congato.
Sam Congato, number
Nice.
10, 2005.
I love it.
Mitch Nellis, take a bow, dude. I definitely thought that was going to be
No, I knew that.
one of the 2 tougher
I should have
ones.
waited till the end.
Yeah, that was
That
good.
would have been a good one.
That was good.
Because now I can't think of anything else.
I know. it's
Well, you
just Sam
guys
Congato.
have a lot of
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones,
There
number 1
you
on the
go.
list.
Let's see. So
23,
we're,
22, 20,
we're doing
19,
the
18.
most
in a
no.
season. Yep.
It's just each season. Okay.
414-677-1250 if you want to be a part of the
absolutely.
competition as well here.
Absolutely.
Nicolay Law talking text line.
Amon Green came back.
Yeah, so Amon Green technically actually was 2006 on this list as
Okay.
well, but I just
Yeah.
went with the 10 guys between 04 and 2025.
Gotcha. Let's see. Aaron Jones, James Starks.
I mean,
Who was like
Eddie
right before
Lacy.
Aaron Jones?
Between like Lacey and Jones.
Yeah,
and like
there's
that
gotta be
group
a
and
guy.
Starks.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Grant.
Ryan
Let's get
Grant,
outta here.
yes,
Come on
Ryan
now.
For some
Grant.
reason, I thought Grant was
You
older.
guys
I was
have-
thinking Ryan Grant, but I was
He is older.
You
He's
have
older.
everyone
He's
from
not in between. them, but-
2005 to 2011. So you have that whole chunk. Everyone else is
Nice.
2011 later on this
Nice.
list.
So these
now.
are all Crosby because he's all the I got
You
Sam
were
Congato.
you were teammates with all of these guys. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who was in that range. 2013, 2012. Who was our running back?
Okay, you guys. More recently, you're still missing one from the 20s.
From
Okay.
the 20s.
Yep.
We got Ryan Grant. Let's see, from the 20s. It wasn't Aaron Jones was just our running back the whole time.
Mm.
There must have been somebody when Jones was hurt.
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon. Yes.
AJ
I didn't know if
Dillon,
he
really?
okay.
Yes. 2021. AJ Dillon led
He
the
led.
team.
That's
Yes.
a
Wow, I
bad.
didn't-
That's
I
a
didn't know.
bad running team.
Yeah,
If
I didn't know
AJ
he
Dillon
was.
is leading your team in rushing,
That's
that
right.
is a
Aaron
bad
Jones was hurt a
rushing
lot.
team.
Quadzilla, man. Now you got to
That's
go
great,
back
I know.
to 2017, 2016, and 2012. Those are the 3 years you're missing.
2016, 2017.
And I should know all these guys.
It's funny. Those are like bad years in my brain because those
Well,
were
2012.
trying years. And yeah,
Yeah.
2017 we didn't. That's when we didn't have a good season.
I should know all these guys.
You should know.
2012. I
all
don't
these
remember
guys.
anything from 2012. 2012.
2012 is
was
the
like
toughest name on the list for
it's a
sure.
blur. That's okay. So
Was it number 25?
we went to Seattle, or no, we went to 49ers. That's
Yeah.
when Kaepernick threw the pick six, Sam Shield. Like I remember, and I'm just trying to think who was in the backfield. Where'd he go to college?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Wow.
And
leading the team.
Led the team with 464 rushing
that's not
yards
good.
in
That's
2012.
amazing.
That's not good.
Yep.
That's real bad.
He's got a pretty topical last name for the team he played for.
What year was he then? Do you know? Like,
what year was he
like,
playing
was he
at the time? Like, is he a rookie or something?
Yeah, like,
Gosh,
was he a young guy?
I didn't have all of his stuff right here in front of me. I got it. I'll say this: when you Google his name, he's not even the first guy that pops up from it. But 2011 was his first year. 2012, second year. 2013, his last year.
Yeah, it didn't last long. Oh gosh. Okay, so 2017.
2012 was his last year with the Packers. 2017 and 2016 are the other 2 years you're missing. Okay. And you 100% are going to be like, how do I not got these guys?
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm like, this is really bad. 2016, 2017.
This is fun.
I'm trying to think who we brought in and had in those years.
Oh, we got a good guess from Jeff M on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Ty Montgomery is
right.
2016.
I switched from receiver to running back.
Yes.
I kind of forget about that.
Ty Montgomery, Stanford product, of course.
Yes.
He was 2016, fourth on this list.
I think I have a picture of him on my phone with Mrs. Thunder because Stanford. No big deal.
Oh, all right. I can't take credit on you on the Nicolay Law fan talking text line. Alex
that's
Green.
Hawaii.
Alex Green.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
for 2012.
Honestly, Alex was awesome, but
and you're missing another really big one here. Big personality.
Big personality. Running back.
Ooh.
So this is the 2017.
2017, not Najee Davenport. No.
Big personality. Williams. Yeah.
What's his first name?
Brandon? Nope.
Jamal
Williams.
Yes.
That's right.
Very nice.
I forget about Jamal sometimes.
The all-time Detroit Lion.
Yeah, you guys.
Jamal Williams.
We made it. What did we get? Like 8 of those by yourself? 7 of them by yourselves there. Aaron Jones, 23, 22, 20, 19, and 18. He led the Green Bay Packers in rushing yards. A.J. Dillon was the break in between in 2021. Jamal Williams in 2017. Ty Montgomery in 2016. Eddie Lacy, 2013 through 2015. Alex Green, 464 yards in 2012. James Starks in 2011. Brandon Jackson in 2010. Ryan Grant, 07 through 09. Sam Congato in 05.
I was at a Packers Lions game as media. I feel like back in the day I used to go to one game and like cover it when I was in radio, and it was, I don't know if it was a late Sunday afternoon or if it was Sunday night, but Sam Congato had like a 60-yard run down the sidelines to ice the game.
Yeah.
And like the place went nuts and everybody's like, Sam Congato is going to be the next great running back and he's here to stay. And it was like, what happened?
Is Sam Congato a better pull than like Boyd Dowler if you would have got that
was a
last
good
week?
one.
Like Sam Congato, I thought for sure you guys were not going to get.
I knew Sam Congato for sure. By the way, Sam Congato is he like a cert? Like,
isn't he a doctor now?
Yeah, MD now serves as, I don't know what, otolaryngology, ear, nose, and throat specialist in Lynchburg, Virginia. He's co-founded a non-governmental organization with his sister to improve independent healthcare in Nigeria.
Wow, that's awesome.
He's of Nigerian descent.
Did you know?
Married with 4 children, went to Liberty University, went to medical school at South Carolina.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you remember the name Jeremy Thompson broke his neck?
Yes.
From Wake Forest.
Yep.
So he is now a top spine surgeon.
Okay.
So he went in and he worked at Mayo, did all his residency there, and now is one of the best spine surgeons.
Whatever happened to Jonathan Franklin?
Franklin.
You remember that name?
UCLA. Yeah.
Wasn't it JHON? Didn't he spell his name weird?
It was weird. Yes, it was JHON. That's right.
So yeah, but I remember
Jonathan Franklin. Yeah.
You remember him? He had the crazy rookie year, ended up banging up his neck and never playing again. But I mean, I thought he was going to be awesome. He was just before Eddie Lacy. I want to say he's probably that 2012 year, somewhere around there, if I remember it correctly.
Maybe before that. I thought it was like he was like right after us. Like he was like that 2008, 2009.
Look it up here.
Like he was with Jordy, that group.
Jonathan Franklin is 36, and 2013 Green Bay Packers. I mean, Tommy fades back literally the same year as Eddie Lacy. Yeah.
That's right. Where they brought in together. They were like in the same draft class.
Yeah, he was a stud.
UCLA.
He's supposed to be good.
Just 19 rushing attempts, man.
Gosh.
That's crazy.
Football's hard. Like people get hurt.
Well, I saw that. So yeah, and I'll talk about this in my extra point. Like,
okay,
all right. Yeah, football is hard. That's in my extra point.
Football's hard, everybody. So is speed skating with like 5 other people on the track and like not colliding into them. People collide.
Speed skating is wild. Yeah, like they're leaning like
like their hands, like when it's there are 4 people on the track, like your hands on the ice, and like there's a blade like literally right next to your hand. And yeah, I can't. No, thank you.
I don't know, just getting into that just seems wild.
Yeah. He's Thomas Wirtz. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. You're listening to the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of our Green Bay Packers. Mason's extra points are next.
Yep.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Oh, great show. Thanks for joining the Mason Crosby Show. We are presented by Verizon, like the lady said. Good to have you back, Tommy. I know you had a little wine tasting yesterday.
I didn't have a single drop of
had
wine.
to produce it at someone else's show, which feels kind of messed up.
Way to promote a wine tasting, bro.
It was a good time. Yeah, I picked up some fudge. There's some fudge that I got that I'm bringing back. Rob and Beth were very nice, very sweet. Elizabeth and John doing their thing, great.
Fudge is great.
I had told Mitch today, Mason, that I am the only guy who can take a day off and not miss a day of work. Right now, because I literally was working yesterday and then still came back, drove from Door County this morning to be here just for you guys, just to see your faces.
Tommy, next time you go to Door County and hang out at the for wine, bring me back some fudge too.
Okay. Mason, why is football hard?
Why is football hard? I'm like literally forgot my whole train of thought.
Because people get hurt for no reason.
Concussions. That's why.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Well, this is like, I'm laughing, but this is sad. Like, y'all saw James Vanderbeek passed away.
Yes.
He had cancer and all that. Leary. And so I was looking at kind of some of his history. Yeah. And I was looking, Varsity Blues was filmed in my hometown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Allie Larder, whipped cream bikini.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, exactly. But he started playing football as a kid. And like he was playing through middle school, got a concussion, and went into acting after that, right? So, like, I think about like football, and I'm talking to Nolan all the time. He had a concussion this year, and it's just like, think how hard it actually is if only 1% of the ones that can like get to that point make it to college and go to the NFL and do all of that, or any sport that you go to. Just the battle of attrition to get there is like wild. Like, how many great athletes, Jonathan Franklin, like that if you have to avoid serious injury or these setbacks or these circumstances to get to the top of the mountain, if you will. It's just kind of wild. And it is like when you're watching Olympics, when you're seeing all these crazy competitors, it's just like, just to get there and to be in this moment, like, took so much. Oh gosh, I just saw someone on the half pipe take a spill. That looked painful. It's just amazing. And that's why I appreciate these games so much. And I appreciate watching that hard work and that dedication that everyone puts in. We joke a little bit. Yeah. Is it a sport if it's judged and all that? Like, these are athletes. They put in that work. And I did look at the definition of sport and, if we're going to believe, that
fact. Yeah. If we're going to believe
that. We also need to look at the definition of competition.
Okay.
I think
but it's saying that, like all sports, it's basically how it defines it out is like physical exertion on a team or an individual basis for entertainment. Like, it actually adds that at the end. Like, yeah. So like sport
there was a joke
is for entertainment purposes.
Interesting. All right.
That makes sense. There's always an audience with sport too, right?
Yeah, it's a sport.
Whoa, I don't think that's true. That has to
you watch, you're entertained.
That's honestly professional sport, but that's not like, I mean, if
Mitch Nellis plays basketball, it's not entertaining.
Or Mason,
so
if you're
it's not
shooting
a sport.
18, are you engaged in a competitive situation?
Yeah, because I'm keeping score and I'm usually competing against another, myself or another person.
Sparky, Wisconsin Sports Daily is coming up next. William Contreras and the Brewers avoid arbitration. Bill Contreras, professional hitter, back with the Brewers.
Also, compliment John Kuhn when asked who was the best golfers he played with from the Packers. Did name drop Mason Crosby yesterday.
Okay, nice.
Who else?
Who else?
Josh Sitton. He said Sitton's pretty good.
Is City okay?
I mean, like he's good. He's good.
He's good for a fat guy.
Balaga's better than City, though.
Is he?
But I don't know if John would ever give Balaga any credit, so that makes sense.
Nice. Love that. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do a Friday. What do you say?
Yeah, it's Friday, almost the weekend, and Valentine's Day. Y'all better get your minds right.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that for a minute tomorrow. He's Mason Crosby. He's Thomas Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. The Winter Olympics, man, just stay on your feet. Just stay on your feet, unless you're skeletoning. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon.
Double luge.
I was